too, just in case it fucks up. I think I just upload the video.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Live again. Hopefully. There it goes.
What's up, guys? It's like a dinosaur story. We're back.
I know the quote, but I don't know the dinosaur story.
Like that was a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all. We're back. A dinosaur story.
Well, if you missed the Randy's Donut review, I'm sorry. We got technology issues, of course. I'm getting bug bit, which means my candle and my fucking thing aren't working.
Well, it just got wetter too, so
The hose are here, he's wet.
maybe it's because you're Irish. Mosquitoes
want to bite me.
They like more fair-skinned people. Yeah.
Adjust this camera a little bit.
What up, Cam?
Centered.
Cam Newton. Can we name it Cam Newton?
Yeah, that could be Cam Newton.
All right. Suck, Cam.
It's the computer's fault right now. Oh, we were on the Aces. To recap, Randy's Donuts good. Better than Krispy Kreme as long as it's not hot off.
Composer is the
Composer.
toughest job in music.
Aces.
Aces, #1 seed. 1-0 over the Mercuries right now.
Sans Diana Taurasi, right?
Yeah, without Tarazi, without Skylar Diggins-Smith, Tina Charles has gone to Seattle, and Brittany Griner is in jail. So
Should win that.
It's a Diamond DeShields and Company show. I know Diamond's your girl.
That's my girl. Oh yeah.
I was more of a Delino DeShields kind of person when he played for the Red Sox. But
I think the Aces will eventually sign Diamond DeShields. They feel like they've gone after everybody else. Chelsea Gray.
The thing is, they're starting five. Well, I don't want to say they're starting five anymore, but they've locked up basically everybody. They locked up Asia. They locked up Plum. They locked up Chelsea. They locked up Raquana Williams. They locked up Jackie Young. They locked up De'Erica Hamby.
Hamby's that's my girl too.
Hamby disappeared though. Like, she's made 1 3-point shot since July 3rd. It was kind of funny actually. I was in the game in Seattle a week ago, a week and a half ago now, I guess, and she was shooting a 3, and I was like, "Come on, De'Erica, you know you haven't made that shot in a month and a half." The lady in front of me kind of turns around and looks. I'm like, "No, seriously, she's like 1 for her last 47 from 3 right now." And he was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." She just she disappeared. Becky benched her, but she was always awesome coming off the bench. You know, Lambier always had her coming off the bench.
She's 6th man of the year, 6th woman of the year, like twice.
Twice, yeah.
That's what she do, man.
She was an all-star coming off the bench.
Like Ginobili, you normally have Ginobili in your lineup starting, but he's better off the bench.
And she's hurt now, so she isn't contributing. But Kia Stokes has stepped up big time into the starting role with rebounds and blocks. She's not a scorer, but she's pulling in about 8 points.
Someone got to be Rodman.
Yeah, and he's tearing it up. The team has looked over the last 5 or 6 games as good as they have looked all year. Even in their loss to the Dallas Wings in Dallas, you know, they only lost by a bucket. And that was an Asia missed a layup at the end of the game that would have sent it to OT. So, I mean, I'm proud of what they're doing. I'm happy. If you're a Vegas person, get your butt online and buy tickets, you know, because the house needs to be full for these games.
Yeah, I was going to say, I watch it on Sunday.
We had 10,000 people at the game.
There. It was cool, man.
10,000 people at the game. That's insane. And
Mark Davis, they showed him a bunch. He looked like he's really behind his team, which is
like he's legit. Like,
to see.
What was awesome on Sunday was the Raiders were playing too at the same time as the Aces, but Davis was at the Aces game for the entire time. Well, the Raiders started at 1, Aces started at noon, so. But he didn't leave the Aces game at halftime to go to the Raider game. He stayed, stuck around, and it was Fan Appreciation Day. It was meet and greet day, and he stuck around. So it was pretty awesome. He's fully behind him. The team is doing well. Got a great fan base, and I'm happy to be part of it. And I'm confident they're going to bring a championship back to Vegas.
I think they will win it this year.
I mean, we got Saturday night as game 2. They can move on with a victory. If somehow or another Phoenix pulls out their first victory against the Aces this year on Saturday night without their 3 best players, then we play in Phoenix on Tuesday in what would be a deciding game. Aces are undefeated in Phoenix this year too, so fingers crossed.
It's going to come down to them versus Seattle or Connecticut.
Well,
you're going to have to get through Seattle. You're going to have to get through Connecticut.
Yes, the next series, assuming the Aces beat the Mercuries, they would play the winner of the Seattle-Washington series next. Yeah. And, like, it's tough because we haven't beat Washington all year, 0-3 against Washington. So, obviously, the last team we want to play is the Mystics. And they beat us in the playoffs a couple years back. So nothing good can come from a Washington matchup.
Toby, come here.
Hey, buddy. Seattle, we were 3-1 against in the regular season. They destroyed us in the finals a couple years ago. I've been to Sue Bird's last regular season home game or last regular season game. It's kind of weird. Like 2 Sundays in a row, I was going to Sue Bird's last game. She's an icon, though. I mean, really, there's nobody better than her in the game right now. But it's time for her to pass the torch to Asia Wilson. It's Asia's league now. Asia.
I'm hoping it's Becky Hammond's league.
It's Becky Hammond's league. Asia, Sabrina, Ryan Howard, and KP, Jo. I'm just gonna name all the Aces right now. And what's the girl in Dallas? Ogumbawale, Erica Ogumbawale. Those are the future of the W, and just pass the torch.
Could be Ace. It could be Vegas' first championship. So
let's make it happen. Do you know? Vegas has 2 championships. I mean, UNLV in 1990.
True.
I mean that counts. That counts. I mean, it's a college championship, but that's a champ. I mean, they beat Duke. They beat Krzyzewski. Or however the hell you say it. Oh shit! I almost broke the microphone because my foot got caught in the cord. I have to keep my leg flexible here. And that Little League team got the American championship when the Chicago team got cheated or lost the championship for cheating. They had old people on their team. So
I feel like everyone cheats in that.
That counts. That counts as that counts as a championship. So
check the birth certificates.
First pro championship in Vegas. The 51s actually have 2 PCL championships. Yeah. But I mean, people, the 51s don't even acknowledge it. There's no championship banners hanging at Las Vegas ballpark. Should we use that as a transition to baseball? Because we haven't talked about baseball in forever. We're both wearing baseball shirts, but your team is doing well, the Cardinals, and my team is not doing well.
They might not lose the rest of the season, man.
Hey, go for it. And keep Pujols hitting home runs. We were talking before we went on air. Pujols is 10 dingers away from 700. I want to see him get it. I want to see him get it. Like the machine.
If you don't want to see him get it, you're a fucking asshole or a Cubs fan. But this is something the same.
I was going to say one and the same there, right? But yeah, like let's see. Put him. Let him start for the rest of the season. Start at DH
just
all
put him
year.
on DH. Yeah, just put him at DH.
And that I think that's part of the reason why they have the DH.
He pinch hit today. That's how he got the grand slam.
Damn. I mean,
you gotta think though. Like if baseball is a fraternity, like they say, unless you're like Josh Donaldson or something, or who's the hardo? McCann, Brian McCann. That fucking guy.
Is he?
He's a hardo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A-Rod too. We don't like him.
A-Rod's a dickhead.
We don't like A-Rod on this. But like you got to think if he's sitting there with 696, and there's like 7 games left in the season. If I'm a pitcher, I'm like, maybe I throw this 87 right over the middle.
Yeah, if you're in a blowout game, just serve it up.
Let him get to 700.
Serve it up, man.
Like remember when who was it? Brett Favre just went down so that Strahan could tackle him to get to 22.5 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is tied, by the way, by the younger Watt.
TJ.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
We'll get to football in a second. Did you happen to see the Sunday night baseball game last Sunday?
I had it on here. I was cleaning the pool.
What'd you think about that bullshit that ESPN pulled with having ESPN2 broadcast with Michael Kay and A-Rod and Derek Jeter?
Oh, I just had the regular ESPN broadcast. I didn't like that they were interviewing Torres, who can barely speak English, at second base.
Oh, see, I didn't hear it because I was watching it Circa. But they were just kept plugging. They do the Manning cast, which is great. But they had.
Is this the Jeter cast?
This was they called it K-Rod, because it's Michael Kay, Yankees announcer. It's A-Rod, obviously Yankee douchebag, and then the special guest for most of the game was Derek Jeter. I'm like, this is a Red Sox Yankees game, and you're plugging a fucking Yankee broadcast, Who the hell's gonna watch that? All the Yankee fans are probably watching that shit. They're probably jerking off the entire time. Oh, Michael Kay, Derek Jeter, fuck those fucking idiots. But why isn't there a Pedro and Poppy thing? No,
alliteration aside,
right?
Much better.
Don't get me wrong.
I mean, understandably, you wouldn't be able to really understand a Poppy and Pedro.
But they could have put it on ESPN Deportes. ESPN Deportes, they could have had Pedro and Poppy.
I get it.
And I would have been totally fine with that. And maybe they did. I don't know. I didn't even watch it.
Normal cadence, announcer cadence, you could probably understand Pedro and Poppy. But the second they get excited because the Red Sox are turning it up, you wouldn't be enough.
Yeah. Michael Wacha held the Yankees to 2 hits. So that's what they get. That's what you get, ESPN, for your beloved Yank means fucking Yankee cast. The next time around for the Sunday night game, which will be the next series, because that's how it ends, always.
Pedro would have been like, Waka's saying that's my plate, or whatever it is.
That's my plate. You want to hang out over the plate? I'm going to hit you.
Did you see the Little League, the kid that nailed the kid in the head?
No.
And then the kid went to first and it was okay, but the pitcher was clearly shaken by it. And then the opposing team's kid came up to the mound and gave him a hug and all this shit, and everyone's like, "Oh, what a touching moment!" And and there's other people out there sportsmanship be damned. They're you shouldn't have hugged him. That dude just decked you right in the head, and this is a competitive game, and we're in it. I'm like, you know what? Let's teach these kids sportsmanship first.
At 12 years old,
to have the wherewithal to know that the kid is shaken and go and hug him at 12 or whatever.
He's not trying to hit you in the head at 12 years old. No,
also true.
That shit's an accident, and don't get me wrong, you're competitive and you want to be a competitor, but you feel hey, say to the kid bro, it's okay, I'm all right.
You don't have to go hug him.
Don't let it get to you.
Kind of shit.
We good,
Yeah.
But that's
Well, it's kind of funny that
awesome. I'd love to hear that.
The Padres have been cursed since they made that Soto trade.
That's insane.
Between the suspension and he's blaming a haircut or some bullshit.
They got swept by the Dodgers.
Freaking Juan Soto has gone over, sucked, and
yeah, I love it.
They're the wild card. I think they're the wild card we'd have to play right now, unfortunately.
Nice.
Because I don't think we're going to catch the 1 seed in. We're not going to catch the Dodgers, and we're not going to catch the
wild card round is a series right now, right? It's not a game.
It's a series.
So go to the Petco game.
Possibly.
I want to go.
Well, if it ends up being, because that'd be the 3-6 and then 4-5, and 1 and 2 get the bye.
I want to go.
So basically, what it's going to be is you're going to have to beat the Padres, and then we're going to have to go and beat whoever wins the NL East between the Braves and the Mets.
That's going to be the Mets.
I think so.
Pete Alonso.
So we're gonna have to literally gonna have to go through San Diego, through the Mets, and then through the Warriors, probably to get to the World Series.
We should go. We should go to Busch for the Mets series. And I'm gonna.
If I get hired, if I get this new job, which is,
I don't have a new job.
and I don't have my normal schedule, possibly. And then the AL, I don't.
Just take days off.
I don't have a fucking clue.
The AL's all fucked
Yankees
up.
look good, and now they suck.
It's all the Astros. Astros are going to win the American
Yeah, I
League.
think so.
I hate to admit it because I want the Red Sox to win. And the Red Sox are by no means out of it, and I'm not
Yeah,
saying
that's
they
weird.
are.
They're not out of
I'm
it. And
just
they're in
saying
last place.
they're not out of it. They're under 500 right now. But I assume they lost today. It was like 8-3. Last I looked, I'm going to pull it up right now because I have the internet on my phone. That's what most of us do. 8-2. 8-2 is the final. Jesus Christ, how do you lose to the fucking Pirates? But we're in last place, but we're not out of it, and we can still make a run. So go Sox and make it happen, and that's all I have to say. What do you think about, like, the World Series starts this year on October 28th? That's the dumbest thing ever. We have won the World Series twice on October 28th, in 18 and 07. And now
So what happens when you add the extra wild card?
Oh yeah, extra wild. And the lockout that delayed the season 2 weeks. So yeah, I guess. Fucking
Usually game 6 and 7 of the World Series are in November, if it goes that far.
I hate
But
that.
yeah, like I'm trying to think. Like the only thing I really wanted in the AL was the Mariners to break their slump, and I think they're in a wild card spot right now.
I do not want the Mariners in the playoffs.
I just want to see them break that slump.
Well, you a Washington guy though.
I lived there for a little bit.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There's always something to do when you go to Washington.
Mhm.
It ain't my town.
There is always something to do. I will give Washington that.
Like, I mean, even if it's just go to the Kraken's practice facility and just chill for
Yeah, but
a
like
few hours.
I guess if I'm ranking 50 states, Washington's in my top 5 because I live there. Yeah,
Top 5 states. Ooh, that's a tough one.
it's probably the 5 states I've lived.
We should do that. Let's put that on our
Actually,
list too.
I've lived in Maryland, Florida, Utah, Texas, Washington,
You lived in
Nevada,
Utah?
and California. So 7 states.
I didn't know you lived in Utah.
Hill Air Force Base. Shout out. My dad was stationed there.
How long?
2.5 years or so.
When? Like 92?
93 through 96.
Ooh, I was close.
We saw the torch go by
Oh, no shit.
when for the Atlanta. Yeah.
I saw it. Yeah, I went through Plymouth, Mass. too. I saw it at the intersection of Route 3A and Route 106. That was in Kingston, Mass. I know.
The flame came down a main street that you could see from our backyard
Can I?
in Utah.
Interesting story. Like where that torch relay first started in the United States was at. Get this, kids. I mean, nobody watching this is gonna even give a shit, but it's still a cool story to me. It started at Boston College High School when I was a freshman in high school. That's where I went to school. We had a big assembly in the gym, and Coca-Cola was sponsoring it, and they gave buttons that said, "Who would you choose?" Like, because you had to choose people to run the torch and all that stuff. And it was like super weird. Nobody really knew what was going on. But I still have the "Who would you choose" button somewhere in my box of rando crap that I have. But yeah, torch relay, United States, 1996 Olympics, Boston College High School.
BC, that was Tuck.
Tuck went to BC. Carolyn Swords went to BC.
What did Eichel? Is that BU?
Eichel went
I'm trying
to
to
BU.
do a transition here.
Yeah, Eichel went to BU. Jack Eichel.
His team now.
Now he's in Vegas.
It's his team.
It is his team. Him and Mark Stone. And
We don't know what Stone's going to be.
Maximum Pacioretty is gone. Robin Leonard is gone.
We are just getting crushed by all of the hockey media world.
And the hockey gods are just like, well, that's what we get for trading Fleury. Like,
Fleury.
we traded Fleury for nothing. We're like, oh, here's Fleury. Have a fucking, you want a fucking roll of paper towels?
The
from
word
dollar store?
on the Golden Street is that Pete hated Fleury.
Pete DeBoer?
Yeah, that's what the word is. he hated Fleury. For some reason, they just butted heads, and hence the knife tweet.
But initially, when Leonard came to VGK that first year, Leonard was untouchable.
He was.
And
It's easy to sit there and blame the fuckheads. I call them the fuckheads because a lot of people are calling them the fuckhead Mick fuckheads.
I call them
mix.
Mick morons.
The mix, and but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I was on record here of saying that we should be going with Leonard in goal over Fleury. You'd have to check the tapes.
Absolutely.
those.
In the playoffs when we were in the bubble.
The bubble playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
It was Leonard Tuck. That's what we were strapping our horse to.
Yeah,
In the bubble.
and it got us to the Final Four.
Yeah.
And it worked, but
Buffalo, you should be looking into that. How to keep your team in the bubble,
right.
and then Tuck will score like 900 goals for you.
Keep Tuck away from all the Buffalo women. But the Buffalo women probably love Tuck more than the Vegas women did, because the Buffalo women are hockey women, and the Buffalo women are his hometown women. So, yeah,
Krebs probably tearing it up too.
in the bed and the ice. My boy Peyton.
So, but
Miss you,
like
buddy.
everybody gives him shit, but it's like, bro, I hadn't made a lot of that same decisions. I'm not gonna lie.
But when it came down to it, like, Fleury wins Vezina.
Yeah, you can't trade away a Vezina Trophy winner.
Right? He that was probably the best year of his career.
But I think they're just banking on him to fall off. You're going into your 36-year-old season. I believe he's a year older than I am.
Face of the franchise.
You're going into your 30. He's got to fall off at some point. They just don't want to be caught. They didn't want to be caught in that back end of a deal where this guy's fucking worthless. But
They traded him like he was worthless because they got garbage for him. Like, the guy they got for him never played a game. Who I don't even know who it was. It was like a fucking bag of trash and a fucking bag of recycling. Like, what was even the fucking point?
you had to do. You had
You needed
$12
to.
million in goalies.
$12 million
Just can't.
in goaltenders, and that means $6 million is sitting on your bench every single game. When you're not towing the cap, okay, but when you're on the salary cap threshold every single game,
Honestly, like
yeah,
it was like Pittsburgh. When we were doing our expansion draft, you knew one of them was gone, and they went with the younger option, Matt Murray.
yeah,
And it didn't pan out for
they
him.
probably regret it.
And we went with the younger option as well. And turns out he's just too big of a guy. He just can't stay healthy. I think he's just too big. You can't move laterally when you're that big and not hurt the hips, not hurt something. Logan Thompson. Let's do it. That's where I'm at.
Let's hope it's Logan over Brossois. I'm not too sold on Brossois. I believe
Brossois is good in a spot start.
if it comes down to like a point where we are, I want to say going into the season the VGK should have been, even without Pacioretty, without well actually that's it. Without Pacioretty, we should have been still a contender for the cup.
I think
But now that Leonard's gone, like they're a contender for the playoffs. I don't know what will happen. I mean, they got a great coach in Cassidy.
I don't feel like the loss of Leonard is that big of a loss. I just don't think he's that good at this point. So I don't feel like it's a big hit. And I might be the only one that thinks like that. But I just don't.
I don't think it's a huge hit, but I'm not sold on Thompson's ability to be that, sub 2 GAA.
No, I don't think anybody even. I don't think anybody in the league is a sub 2 guy.
I mean, I want him to be a sub 2 guy, and I want.
Vasilevsky isn't even a sub 2 guy.
Well, we need sub 2 guys. And I think if it comes down to it at the trade deadline, if we are in that position, they're going to make a move at the deadline to see whoever's got a backup goalie that's good, that's out of the chase.
There is, if Anaheim doesn't start out so well.
John
They might
Gibson.
put that guy up. LA's kind of retooled, but there's a chance that they're too young and couldn't. And so maybe that guy's available.
Quick,
Yeah.
dude. If Jonathan Quick were available, I would take Quick in the playoffs all day, and I would make him my instant starter.
I think you give him a good defense and he's still a fucking top 3 goaltender.
Hell, with Leonard on IR, if I'm not mistaken,
He's
and I
got
don't,
another $5 million now.
yeah, I don't understand how the whole thing works, but it is.
Everyone's talking
we make money.
is going to sign Stastny. That's what I keep hearing.
I don't want to fucking sign Stastny.
He's got to be 38, 39.
I want to sign like a goaltender that is elite.
There's talk Carey Price. I have heard that name.
I'll take Carey Price.
That's $10 million.
Hell, Carey Price comes to then maybe
You got to move somebody else.
hear me out. We get no, we get just
You have to move.
maybe
You move Carlson.
Oh, do you want to move Carlson?
I don't want to move Carlson. I love Carlson.
You look like Carlson. Kind of look like William Carlson.
No. A little bit darker hair, but yeah, we could probably be brothers. No, that's the last Golden Knight I want to see leave is William Carlson.
You know what I didn't see, just like on the William Carlson thing, just as an aside, like I didn't see Jonathan Marchessault in any of his wedding pictures.
The only pictures I saw were just him and Emily.
I didn't see.
That's the only pictures I saw.
Oh, you should see Emily's Facebook post.
Is it a bunch of people?
There's like 65 wedding photos.
Oh.
And there's no Jonathan Marchessault and there's no Riley Smith. And I thought they were best friends forever. And I guess they're not.
I'm pretty sure Dansk is his best friend.
Well, that makes sense. But is he even still with the
I
organization?
don't think so.
That's kind of sad.
I'm sure the other twin was the maid of honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look just like each other. But, I mean, obviously they were wearing different clothes. Because Emily was wearing a
Wedding dress?
wedding dress and the other girl was wearing a maid of honor dress.
She's got that shit all planned, so I don't have a fucking say in really anything.
You should have a say.
I get to pick the band that's gonna play.
Who's it going to be?
If I could get the Chili Peppers, then
Just,
shit all day.
Yeah, what you guys didn't hear, like, while we were away, this guy got engaged.
Uh-huh.
And she's on the other side of that wall over there. We don't have a date yet.
September 23rd.
This year?
No.
Next year?
Up in Utah, up near St. George, near the Arches National Park.
Oh, nice.
Apparently I'm gonna have to wear a burgundy tux.
Burgundy.
That's her color, man. She likes burgundy.
Like the Commanders?
Yeah. Not the fucking Commanders.
All right. I'm going to wear my Commanders jersey. I don't have a Commanders jersey, but I think they have Brian Robinson, so I might wear a Commanders jersey. Can I use that as a transition?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. We can just wait and see who's healthy, who's going to play, who's...
That's it, you know.
There's a kind of a wait and see how Cassidy's system works. I'm feeling good. I feel like there's a lot of bad juju, and I'm feeling great about the Knights. I'm feeling good.
I'm still confident they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're certainly a playoff team. We need Eichel and Stone to stay healthy.
I'm not worried about Jackie Jack's health. I'm worried about Stone's health.
What I'm worried about too. I mean,
Everyone's talking about there's no scoring and someone needs to step up. I was like, you had a motherfucker that scored 43. He's shown you that he can score 43 goals in a season. Like, yeah, it might have been a fluke, but he did it. You know, you've got that line and then two other 30-plus goal scorers.
Do you play the Misfits line?
No.
Okay.
I'm rolling Eichel, Stone, and Marchessault, and then Smith and Carlson and that Finnish guy. I haven't watched him much, but I've heard really good things about that guy.
Who's the Finnish guy?
Marken or some shit like that.
Where we get him from?
The Finnish league.
Oh, yeah.
He finishes, from what I hear. So
well, let's hope he can finish.
give me that guy. I got to see what he can do. You still got Chandler Bong to go somewhere.
So you have Chandler anchor your 3 line.
I think him with Waugh could work on the same line.
They're both centers.
Is that your four centers then? Then you have Nick Waugh anchoring that fourth line, Carrier and Colasar.
That's your fourth line. Okay, all right, you take that as four.
But then you're just fucking over Nick Waugh because he's not going to do shit with those two guys.
See,
Sorry, Carrier, I fucking love you, but
personally, I want
you could put Nick Waugh with Carlson and Smith and put Carlson on the wing, and you could probably get away with it.
I think that's a decent idea.
But I mean, you have Carlson take most of the face-offs.
See,
but he's still a winger.
I want your fourth line to be Stevenson, Colasar, and Carrier.
I feel like you're doing Chandler a disservice on that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Chandler was the leading goal scorer.
This is a guy that's getting fucked.
Leading goal scorer a year ago.
He's getting fucked. He's not.
Well, obviously, he just had a baby.
You could throw out give me like Chandler and Riley Smith and Jonathan Marchessault. But I think that would be a good line.
Stevenson, if he's on the fourth line,
he's the fastest dude on the team.
He's the goal scorer on that team.
He's the fastest guy on the team.
What about Nolan Patrick?
I don't know. He's an unknown.
Yeah.
Is he gonna knock the fuck out? No, that was the other guy. That was Brett Howden.
And then you still have Amadio too. Because for some reason we decided to sign him for a couple more years. Like what? You have Amadio, Howden.
There's another kid.
Hutton.
Hutton's D. Good defense.
Oh yeah.
D is good. Our D is solid.
7, 27, 23, 3, 2. Who else?
On the long term, and then you got that's 5, right?
Yeah. You
just need one. Matty or Nick Hutton.
What number is he?
He's 17, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Coughlin, who I think is gone now. I don't think they re-signed
Oh no,
him.
I think they did. What number does he wear?
43.
I don't think that's right. I should know this. Like, I feel really stupid for not knowing this.
I thought he was 43. The Cogs.
What number is Dylan Coughlin for the Vegas Golden Knights?
Is he even on the Vegas Golden Knights anymore?
He don't even spell his name. 15.
He's not 15.
According to this, this has got him in a rip.
That's what I thought. I thought he's
gone?
not on the Knights anymore.
I thought they re-signed him.
I think we picked
he's on the Carolina Heart. Was he in the Pacioretty deal?
He might have been.
First of all, he was number 52.
52. I don't know where 43 came from.
Do it off by 1 on each digit.
Yeah, can we talk about future considerations real quick?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
That's like a player to be named later. PTBNL.
Who was that? Josh Fegley. Remember that shit?
That was awesome.
The dude on the A's? That was awesome. The greatest player jersey of all time. PTBNL.
I love that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's player to be named later. How many deals have we made with Carolina? It's got to be the team we've traded with the most.
Yeah, we made a few.
Because it was Holla for Waugh, right?
Yeah.
I think we won that deal.
Bruins got rid of Holla too. What the fuck?
About Nosek. I could use that guy back. I could use Nosek back.
Yeah.
We could really use that guy.
I would take some rides on the Ferris wheel and shit.
So yeah, I think with the Knights it's a wait and see. We'll watch these preseasons, I guess, and see how they look, how everyone moves.
Speaking of preseason, that's my transition.
I wanted to get into this. I texted this to you earlier for jumping to the NFL. I want to put some time into this.
I actually wanted to talk about the NBA preseason, but
give a shit about the NBA.
I don't give a shit about it.
Nobody.
NBA schedule came out today.
Tank for the French guy. That's where I'm at.
So, did you know the French guy is friends with Ileana Rupert?
I don't know who that is.
God damn, dude. She's the first girl off the bench, second girl off the bench for the Aces. Number 21. They gave away Kayla McBride's number. Yeah, tank for the French guy. Obviously, that's what the Spurs are going to do.
Something. He's on Tony Parker's fucking team. Tony Parker owns a team in France, and he is on the team. Come on, Silver. Just rig this shit for us. You already did it with Tim Duncan, so... Although you guys had the best chance to win the lottery that year, didn't you? In '97.
Yeah, we did.
So wouldn't it have made more sense for Tim Duncan to go to Boston than San Antonio? I think it would have made more sense.
Yeah, that's Ilian, the French guy.
Yeah, he's like 6'10" with a 7'3" wingspan or some shit. Celtics should have won the championship, but past
All right,
that.
we're moving to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
He
Once
might
played in the
play.
Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos and beat them 43-8. I don't know if you guys remember that. I know you remember that because
there.
you were there and watched it.
Present
Sorry, I can't resist.
for that.
Best Super Bowl ever.
Not involving the Patriots.
Not involving, 7th best Super Bowl ever. Sorry.
So he'll play a little bit Saturday morning because we play at 10 o'clock against Buffalo.
God damn, on a Saturday?
I actually am happy that we're going against Buffalo for our second preseason game because there's only 3 preseason games now. So I'm assuming everyone's going to play a lot.
Yeah, this is
So
like
to
this
go
is the
against
traditional
Buffalo-
third preseason game.
To go
right?
against Buffalo is I think the best competition, and so I think it's the best opponent for us to have for the preseason game that we're going to play the longest. The starters are going to play the longest. So to see
Agreed.
our defense go against a good Buffalo offense is what I really want to see. Whole new coaching staff. Like, I don't know any of the guys. I don't know any of these guys. Hackett was in Green Bay. So everyone was like, oh, you're going to get Aaron Rodgers, and then we go and get Russell Wilson, who a lot of people are saying is on the back half.
I'd rather have Russ than
I would
than Reuters.
much rather have Russ than Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to lie.
And you're not just saying that because that's the decision your team made. Rodgers, you know full well from listening
thing
to
is,
me
I
for
think
years,
Reuters
he's overrated.
I think he's 37, and Peyton was 37 when we got Peyton. But
And Rodgers, I don't know if you saw this on the
Russell Wilson's 33. We got at least a decade left of him, I would say. And if he can get us to 2 Super Bowls in a decade, like Peyton Manning did in 4 years,
So
I'll be happy.
let's if Russ wins the Super Bowl with you, which is unlikely because Mac Jones. But let's say Russ somehow,
I think
like
he gets
maybe
us
Mac
at least
gets injured,
one Super
or
Bowl.
maybe some
Pretty
random
sure we're
thing
gonna get a
happens.
Super Bowl with Russ.
Maybe Nick Folk misses an extra point or some shit, and somehow or another, Russ gets you to a Super Bowl and you win the Super Bowl.
Gronk doesn't catch a 2-point conversion. And
Yeah. So, some weird shit happens like that.
he single-handedly almost won that fucking game.
Do you forgive him for 48 because he wins
I
your
don't
Super
blame
Bowl?
Russell Wilson for 48. I have no animosity. My hatred in 48 is a lot on Peyton Manning. And
So did you forgive Peyton Manning because 50?
he's even. I'm really mad at Peyton Manning. Well, it would be different, but the fact that I was at 48 is a lot of anger towards Peyton Manning for that.
So what if it happens at 50? What's the one here?
7.
So what if it happens at?
I think, right? We're on 56 this year.
No, I think that was this.
Did we just play 56?
Wait, so 53
50
was the Pats, 54 was the Queefs, 55 was the Bucks, 56 was the Rams.
Shit, we're on 50.
57
I thought it was.
is the Pats.
So 58 is here.
58 will be here.
If we're playing in it, I'm going, yeah.
Dude, I'm going. You want to go?
Well, feel like we're going to go. So
Well, I
yeah.
mean, I'm going. I'm going one way or another.
I'm assuming Fast Talk will be infamous by then, so I'm assuming we'll have our own little
I don't want to be
press box.
infamous. I want to just be regular famous.
Press box. We'll have our own press passes for.
I should. Yeah, I'll chat with Mark next time I see him. Saturday.
Oh, then we get you a business plan then.
Yeah.
We can put an eye patch on the Green Apple logo. I'm good with that. If that's what he wants.
I actually kind of like that. A green apple, but it's silver, not green. Be dope. We could be the. What if he was like, I want you to be the
fine with
official
being
podcast of the Las Vegas Raiders?
I'm fine with it. No, I'm talking about him sponsoring my studio.
Official studio, official
I'm
recording
fine with being
studio
the
of
official
Las
recording
Vegas
studio
Raiders.
of the Las Vegas Raiders. Yes.
Dear Russell Wilson, we would like you to come record commercials and shit with us. Please record my audio book. That'd be cool, actually. I want to get Mac and Sophie.
For some reason, this didn't come through, but we were supposed to do something with Derek Carr. he was supposed to record something, and I don't think it ever happened because he never came to the studio.
It's kind of like when
But
he throws
we're-
a pass, it doesn't get completed.
Yeah. But then it was like, oh, what if someone go to their house and set up the whole thing? And I was like, I will absolutely go to Derek Carr's house and
Oh yeah, do you need
set
an
up
assistant?
well, I mean, I could probably tag you, but
I'll do whatever you need. You
I
want me
would-
to just be the guy that holds?
I don't know if it
holds
fell
cords
through
and stuff?
or what happened, but we never.
I'll be
it
the
never,
guy
it never,
that just holds cords and
it
shit.
never transpired, unfortunately.
You know, winds them up when and unwinds them when you walk in.
So maybe that'll still be something.
Just so you know, Derek Carr, I was a huge fan when you were at Fresno State. I used to watch you guys with the Bulldogs all the effing time. And when I went to the Fresno State San Diego State game at Dignity Health Sports Park last year, because San Diego State Snapdragon Stadium wasn't built yet. I was rooting for Fresno State all day because use my boys because of Derek Carr, not David Carr, Derek Carr. Don't like David Carr, like Derek Carr. People talk shit about Derek Carr in this town, and I don't like it. I'll tell them Derek Carr is the man for the Raiders because the other option is Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold. Oh God, imagine if that.
Did you see that story? There's a thing out there that we wanted Sam Darnold so bad we called the Giants to trade into that number 2 pick, but they never answered the phone. So they took Saquon,
Well,
and then we took
You lucked out.
Bradley Chubb. I'll take Bradley Chubb
all day.
over Sam Darnold.
No disrespect to Sam Darnold. I mean, I feel bad for Sam Darnold. Like, the poor guy gets the short end of the stick. First, he gets screwed over with the Jets because it's not his fault he went to the Jets. The Jets are garbage. The Jets are the most dysfunctional organization in football. Then he goes to the Panthers. He gets hurt after he leads them to a 3-0 start. And then they're like, oh, we want Baker Mayfield instead. Like, what?
How stupid is Cleveland, though?
Cleveland is stupid. They're like, oh, we'd rather have a rapist than a fucking good commercial guy as our quarterback. Like, you guys had a good commercial guy as your quarterback, and you went to 2 Super Bowls.
But, like, there's all the jokes out there about Cleveland quarterbacks. You've seen that guy with the jersey where the last name list is longer than the jersey.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
And you finally have a guy he's not fantastic, no, but he's solid and he doesn't fuck up a lot.
I don't want to say
and he
he's
lets
not
you
fantastic.
run the ball.
He's not elite, but
He's not elite.
But he is.
He got you to the playoffs and you beat the fucking Steelers. Like, you can't ask for more than that as a Cleveland Browns fan.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
And then you fucking like, nope, we want this guy that rapes his fucking masseuses.
yeah, we'd rather have a rapist. Again, alleged rapist. I
Oh.
don't know the actual situation. I wasn't there.
There's no fire without a smoke, or whatever the fuck they say. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, I think
is the
that's
proper
the
term.
phrase. Yeah, that's the phrase.
It's not like this girl just makes her shit up out of the blue.
Well, some bitches do. C. Craft, Robert.
So, yeah, the AFC West is going to be wild.
Card.
There'll probably be 3 wild cards. All 3 might come out of the AFC West. Wouldn't that be wild?
We'll do an NFL
Yeah,
preview
probably next
on
week
the
because
next.
we got to.
Yeah, because we gotta do. That's gonna be fun.
Still early in the preseason. Hopefully, we don't have any drastic injuries in any of those games. Who got the Jets quarterback? Of course he did. Zach Wilson.
Didn't you lose
He
Tim
got
Patrick already?
Tim Patrick's already out. That's my guy, Timmy Patrick. So Judy, looking at you.
And Cortland.
Well, he's fine. Pressure's on Jerry Judy.
I mean, Judy's gonna be fine. The pressure's on Cortland's side. I don't know why you talking.
KJ Hamler, stay healthy.
And no, oh, never mind.
Alberto, last name I can't pronounce, so we just call you Alberto.
Who's your tight end?
That's our tight end, Alberto, or Nick Bonito. No, that's a linebacker. We drafted another tight end this year that's supposed to be pretty good that fell. And then Chubb.
Kind of feel bad for Noah Fant. Because he got
Drew Lock.
he's like, oh, I got traded to Seattle. Sweet, I catch the ball from Russell Wilson. Oh,
I was traded for
shit.
Russell
You traded
Wilson.
Russell Wilson in that trade, so I still got to catch the ball from Drew Lock.
No, apparently it's Geno Smith is the winner in the clubhouse. So.
Well, then let's just put Seattle Seahawks last in that division.
Yeah, because San Francisco is great. Arizona is good. And the Rams just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I was going to say, you got San Francisco, you got great, you got good, and then you got the defending champs. and
Somehow
Pete
my
Carroll's.
Arizona ticket has not sold yet. I don't know why nobody wants to go to this
You
game.
got to go to that Facebook group, dude. Somebody's asking for it every single day. Just go to the Facebook group, Las Vegas Raiders tickets. Send
We'll
a
look it up
message.
here when we shut down.
Send a message to the admin, and we'll be good. All right, what do we talk about? Baseball, basketball, football, and hockey.
Yeah.
By the way, Patriots are winning the Super Bowl.
I mean, they should win the AFC East.
Right?
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get to my question. So my question is the punter an offensive or a defensive player?
Oh, yeah.
And I love this question because I feel like there's no wrong answer to this.
So, what if I say neither? He's a special teams player.
But your kicker, who is special teams, I would say is definitely an offensive player.
Because he scores
points for you.
That's a fair point.
Because I was reading the article about the Buffalo kicker who punted it like 85 fucking yards or whatever he did. His name's Punt God. Pretentious, by
like
the
the
way.
point guard, Chelsea Gray.
Pretentious, by the way. But
I mean, he ain't gonna do that in a regular season game.
I don't feel like there's a point because you're out kicking your coverage.
But here's the thing: like special teams in football is different than special teams in other sports. Like special teams in
Hockey is your penalty
is
kill
like your
and
penalty
power
kill,
play.
which is defense, and your power play is which is offense. It's different in football because like look at your special teams player who makes the Pro Bowl. It's Matt Slater in the AFC every year.
Yeah, I mean he's on punt coverage.
And you know what position he is officially?
Wide receiver?
He's a wide receiver, yeah. But like basically what he does is tackle motherfuckers.
Yeah, he's
he's a wide receiver
what,
tackler.
The gunner? No, not the. What do they call him? The gunner?
Yeah, the gunner, yeah.
He's a wide receiver who tackles, which proves my point.
So he's both
is the punter offensive or defensive?
That's why it's special teams.
I think I would argue that it's a defensive player.
If I can't pick special teams, which is what I'm picking, but if you're not allowing special teams, again, that's my pick. I say the punter.
That's why I love this question.
Is a defensive.
Text Ray this question when you get a chance.
He gonna give me the same answer that I just gave.
He's special teams.
Yeah. I just have to say like, you can't pick special teams. Is the punter more of an offensive or a defensive position? And I want to hear like those of you guys watching this shit. I want to hear it. Let's put the answer in the comments. Let's talk about this. Let's have the discussion. It's more of a defensive position.
I think it's more of a defensive position
because your goal as a punter is to say or to pick where the opposite team's offense is taking the ball. You're not trying to score points as a punter. You're trying to
but then
do your best
offensive
to
argument is the punter comes out on a fourth down when your offense still has the ball. I think that's your argument for the punter being offensive.
This is like me arguing with Station Casinos as to why they didn't pay me for.
The funny thing is, think about this: if the quarterback would throw the fucking ball as far as he can on fourth down, it's coming back to the line of scrimmage.
Unless it gets picked.
The punter, unless it gets picked. But you'd be an idiot if the quarterback just reared back on fourth down and threw it up downfield as far as he could. You would be the stupidest man and cut instantly if you caught that ball as a defensive player.
Oh, yeah.
You'd knock it down. That's why I always say on fourth down.
But they catch it. They do it a lot. It happens a lot more than it should.
Because they want the stat. They want that interception stat.
INT, yeah.
They want
people
that
talking
INT.
about, J.C. Jackson.
We go to the Chargers, right?
Yeah. San Diego.
Christ.
And they also got
The AFC West is so stacked.
Your fault. It's all your fault.
yeah, you're like gun to my head. I would call the punter a defensive player.
I agree. I think if I have to choose between offense and defense and special teams is not an option, defense. But ultimately, because special teams.
But the funny thing is, at the same time, I would call the long snapper an offensive player.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
So in the time the ball travels from long snapper to punter's hands, you're transitioning. You are transitioning from offense to defense.
So the job that the punter does is a defensive job.
But the roster
yet he's an offensive player.
Is offensive.
Yeah.
This is probably why they came up with the word special team.
Yep, exactly. Where did this question come from?
It was on. They did an article on a sports blog that I read that I won't say the name, cause fuck them.
No free plugs.
And they were like, they said something like offensive player, and I was like, that triggered in my mind. I was like, is the punter an offensive player? And then I was like, oh my god, this is a great fucking question. Is the punter offensive or defensive? Like, this is a fabulous, not a stupid question. Like, are hockey players tougher than football players? But
that's not a stupid question. It's like it's a good question. And like,
is the punter offensive or defensive? And I would love to actually get this on a form and see like tons of people's responses.
Let's put it on the Fast Talk Facebook page as a poll and see what people say. There'll be 2 responses.
Yeah, offensive or defensive. Me. So defensive wins 100%. Bears guy might.
We'll see what Bears guy says.
See it. I'll text the Dallas Bears guy.
I'll share it on my other page. Oh, can I do a shameless plug to my other page?
Matty Eats.
No, my other.
Well, Matty Eats was cut off at the fucking failure of.
I have I've created a new campaign. Well, we gotta do that too. Yeah. I have created a new campaign in the internet world. I've grown up and I've matured, and I believe the Boston Red Sox. This is for all my Boston fans. I know, like, I'm looking at different cameras, but only one is recording.
This is working. That one's not working anymore.
I keep looking at it though. I believe the Boston Red Sox, for all you Boston fans, need to retire number 21 for the Rocket, Roger Clemens. So go on over to @RetireRocket on pretty much all the socials: YouTube, Facebook, Insta, TikTok, Twitter.
How many numbers do they have retired? 18?
The Red Sox?
Yeah. No, the number 18 is retired, right?
For the Red Sox? No. Who? Shane Victorino?
Oh, I thought. Why did I think Teddy Ballgame was 18? Is he 2?
He's number 9.
9. I'm totally lost.
So one is Bobby Doerr.
I don't know fucking numbers.
I'll go through all the Red Sox retired numbers real quick.
the dog door.
Oh, nice. He's all happy and psyched. Like, sorry. Oh, and he can't get back in. 1 is Bobby Doerr, 4 is Joe Cronin, 6 is Johnny Pesky, 8 is Kari Yastrzemski, 9 is Teddy Ballgame, 14 is Jim Rice, 26 is Wade Boggs, 27 is Carlton Fisk, 34 is David Ortiz, 42 is Jackie Robinson, and 45 is Pedro Martinez. The Rockets' numbers are way better than Pedro's. 21 deserves to be up there.
In a Red Sox uniform?
Yeah. The Rocket has 192 wins, 2,580 strikeouts.
Because, like me, as like a neutral baseball fan, if you said greatest Red Sox pitcher, me, the H that I am, and watching, and I would say Pedro, without question.
Oh.
That's me.
Let's just take one quick peek here. Facebook.
It's not like the Cardinals where you're like greatest Cardinal pitch, Bob Gibson, and it's not even close.
Adam Wainwright.
I mean, you can make an argument, but
let's just look down here at Matt's post. Okay, so the Rocket had 192 wins. Pedro had 117. The Rocket had 2,590 strikeouts. Pedro had 1,683. The Rocket had 100 complete games. Pedro had 22. The Rocket had 38 shutouts. Pedro had 8. The Rocket had 2 20 strikeout games. Pedro had 0. The Rocket had 5 All-Star games. Pedro had 4. The Rocket had 3 Cy Youngs. Pedro had 2. The Rocket had an MVP. Pedro had 0.
These are all in the Red Sox uniform.
It's only Red Sox numbers, yep. And the Rocket had a 3.06 ERA. Pedro had a 2.52 ERA.
So the only thing he's got him on is ERA.
And his number is retired, while the Rockets isn't. Pedro,
is it because he went to the Yankees? Who decides Red Sox numbers? John Henry?
Bunch of fucking idiots. Yeah. Yeah, the same guys that thought it would be a good idea to trade. Oh
Did you see he got a 2-year, $97 million deal from the Lakers? This is the only NBA shit I'm talking about.
Do you think he'll respond to if I Twitter at him?
I mean, gotta say.
Hey, piece of shit. I know I've Twittered at you to keep your fucking mouth shut and never talk about my boys ever again, but I need you.
I wish his Twitter handle was at piece of shit.
I'll Twitter at him like, hey, I think it's King James. At King James.
That should be
you don't like me and I don't like you, but since you own part of the Red Sox, I need you to support at Retire Rocket and get number 21. Also, I need you to stay far away from the ceremony because I hate you. I mean, I think that's a fair tweet.
Did I tell you the story when I got the tour of AT&T Park at the time? I believe now Oracle Park.
No.
I got the tour because I did a favor for a friend. He was proposing to his girlfriend, and I helped him out with it.
That was when you were playing guitar
in
at the
McCovey
thing.
Cove. Yeah,
that was your profile picture for a long time.
So I got a tour.
I remember that.
Simon. I got a tour, and we're in the dugout, and we're up in the stands a little bit, and he's over on the left field in Oracle. I think it's Oracle now.
Yeah,
is where all the retired numbers for the Giants are, and I go.
They got John McGraw up there.
I'm like, I'm looking at it, I'm not seeing a 25 up there. This would have been 2017.
No.
And I was like, how do you not have the 25 retired?
Not 2017.
When I was there?
Yeah.
Would have been.
Nope. Because the Patriots won Oh, maybe.
I'm talking the Giants. I'm talking Barry Bonds' number not being retired.
Yeah. I'm just trying
I
to
was
think
giving
when
the guy
you moved.
shit about it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You moved early 2018.
Yeah, February of 2018.
When we beat the Rams.
Mm.
No. You moved early 2017 because you were at the Super Bowl 52 that we lost.
No, I moved early 2018.
You didn't watch Super Bowl 52 with us?
That was that year. That was 2018.
No, that was...
Rams Patriots was 2019.
Are you sure?
Yeah. The season was 2018.
Oh, okay,
The Super Bowl was 2019.
All right, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
But yeah, I'm giving the tour guide shit because they don't have Barry Bonds' this number retired.
You've been known to give a tour guide shit once or twice. Like, hey, where's the Steve Bartman seat? It's over there. Can you point it out for me?
I'm sure that guy hated me, and this Giants guy hated me. If I ever get a tour of Busch Stadium, that guy will love me. I'm sure. Crazy Simon. Anywhooser, I took a sip by accident because I can't help it when I have beer in front of me. Oh shit! I'm going over this camera that's not working. Bad Beat, High Society, Vegas' own Bad Beat, down in Hendo Town, off of Gibson and Auto Park, something like that. I've been there once for trivia night. Fantastic. Highly recommend. Auto Park, I think, is in Olympia, Washington.
Valley Automall, biggest
This is the High Society Italian. So I make beer and consider myself. Actually, no, I don't have to consider myself. I am a Cicerone, which is a sommelier, but for beer. For those of you that know.
Sommelier.
So this is an Italian-style Pilsner, which I have never heard of in my life.
Like Peroni.
I couldn't. Yeah, I'm assuming Peroni Moretti.